top 6 answers on the board. We asked 100 men, what would you do if your beautiful date told you the earth was flat?
Laugh at her.
Laugh at her.
Tell her she lying.
Tell her she lying. Pass the point.
We're playing.
Let's play. All right, Sarah. We talked to 100 men. What would you do if your beautiful date told you the earth was flat?
I hope he'd agree with me.
Agree with her.
Agree with me.
I would. I just met you, we're on a date, you fine, you tell me the earth flat. That's cool, I agree. Yeah. Dan, one strike. What would you do if your beautiful date told you the earth was flat?
I'd ask her to take me to the edge.
Take me to the edge, yeah. Drop me off and do some funk, yeah. Take me to the edge. Your fine self, yeah.
But Charles, if the earth was flat, you'd go driving along, or you'd be in a boat going, and you'd reach the end, and you'd fall off the earth.
You've got backwards. If the world were a globe, a ball, and if you tried to get to Australia, you'd go over the edge. Any direction you went, you'd go over the edge. Only a globe has an edge. Obviously and logically, a flat earth would not have an edge. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any water on it.
Nate, we got 2 strikes, buddy. We got to be careful now. The Murphy family can steal.
I'd leave her. There you go.
Leave her. Dan, 2 strikes. Murphy family can steal. What would you do if your beautiful date told you the earth was flat?
I would sign her up for like a geography class or something like that.
Sign her up for a geography class. Sign her up. We asked 100 men, what would you do if your beautiful date told you that the earth was flat?
Stare at her and say, you're stupid.
Stare at her and say, damn, you stupid. Number 6.
I never did say that I was going to name a bunch of powerful executives. That is a misconstrued message that has been spun by the media. But if you actually go back to what I said at the time that I made my original announcement on that original YouTube video, what I said was that I was going to be exposing the people that did the things to me and to my best friend, and that there was a ring of at least 6 people who all had various positions within the entertainment industry. So I never said anything about powerful executives. That's something that got blown out of proportion. But the bottom line is they're at all levels. And just like any of the other situations where you see profound amounts of child abuse within institutions, whether it be the church, whether it be within sports, you know, whether it be within the acting community, it doesn't really matter. It's in all facets of life. Anywhere where there's kids, if there's schools, if there's religious sects, wherever it is, there's going to be abuse of children. And it's about whether we're acknowledging that abuse and doing something about it, or whether we're turning the other way. And right now is a time of reckoning on this planet where all of us must stand together for the sake of our children and start to recognize that this is a reality, this is what's going on. And it's time to expose it, acknowledge it, and do something about it to prevent it from continuing. New laws, new legislation, new protection for our children. We're calling it the Children's Rights Movement, and it's called Kids 2. So it's a capital K with a 2. But that's what it's all about. And
Based on its size, if your bottom were a planet, which one would it be?
Jupiter.
Yeah, good answer. That is big.
Jupiter! Yeah!
Good answer.
Jess, if your bottom were a planet, which one would it be?
Uranus.
Matter of fact, my whole anus. I finally meet you.
Long overdue, I think.
I've seen you on Discovery or stuff. You be always talking about stuff I don't know a damn thing about.
Just trying to bring the universe down to earth.
I was going, man, this brother brilliant. Miranda?
Yes.
How are you, darling?
I'm good.
And your relation to Neil?
Daughter.
You're his daughter?
Yes.
Now, okay, Neil named her after one of the moons of Uranus.
Uranus, I think, is how we pronounce it.
No, Uranus is the thing in the middle. I'm sorry about that. Two different areas, totally. Uranus is up there. Uranus is right. No one's seen that.
You could say Uranus until you're like 8, you know, and then you could say Uranus until you're like 8, you know, and then you.
Hey! I'm getting tired of your ass, man. You ain't gonna come on here and keep talking to me like I'm stupid. No, it's your anus. You can say Uranus until you 8. I'm 60 and thought I nailed it. Let me just
But like you said, it doesn't matter in this game.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna get you up. Oh, please no. Oh, the moment you miss one.
We have a lot to talk about. First thing I want to address is the tweet. Sometimes I wonder if we'd have flying cars by now had civilization spent a little less brain energy contemplating football.
Right, so it's not only the intensity with which we pay attention to the games, but it's the pregame show, the postgame show, fantasy football, office pool football. There's the conversation that you have in the bar when it otherwise gets awkward, you go to football, and then it's a common denominator, no matter who you're having the conversation with. So I just wondered, how much time is this? Rather than calculate it, I just postulated that maybe all this intellectual human capital in civilization would have made other discoveries.
Do you really think that the people who are thinking about football, if they weren't thinking about football, would think about smart science things? Because I think they would think about boobs, like nachos. Like I don't think these are the great minds of society.
The anatomy of the heterosexual male brain.
Yeah, like I'm not sure necessarily we would have advancements in science.
Buffalo wings, beer, boobs.
You must be awful to watch football with.
No!
Because someone's like rooting for a touchdown and you were like, the trajectory of his path was not even close to the acute angle. These are the smartest words I know. Obtuse, protractor.
But you gotta love you some acute and obtuse obtusosity. You got
Is that a word?
No, it's not. I just made it up.
It is now.
Obtusosity. Obtuse, that's a good word.
Are you doing, yeah, I am very obtuse. Are
Why
you
did you
doing
talk about
math?
my other football tweet?
What other
about
football
was it
tweet?
the Bengals? I forgot who it was, about a year ago.
Yeah.
There's in overtime, after there was the exchange of ball, so now it's sudden death overtime, they kick a field goal from 50 yards, of course, as it must be, and, well, 40 yards out plus the 10, plus the hike and distance. So it was like 52-yard field goal, and there it was. And if there's tense, right? Everybody's silent, and the ball comes up, and it careens off the left upright and goes in for the win.
Wow.
And I said,
I remember this.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember this
That's
tweet.
what I'm saying. So I'm there and I said, wait, the angle of this, how long is it? So I checked the stadium on its configuration, what's longitude and latitude, and I said, I did a quick calculation, and I tweeted, the winning field goal in that game was aided by a 1/3 of an inch deflection to the right from Earth's rotation.
That is the nerdiest tweet I've ever
So
heard
the
in my
thing is,
life.
Here's the thing, because think about how many balls either bounce off the upright and go out or bounce and go in. And we have a round ball hitting a cylindrical.
Kind of,
Well,
right?
it's a curved surface. There are
Yes.
no flat surfaces on a football. That's what I mean by round. Okay, and the goalpost is a cylinder. So you have a round thing hitting a round thing. Fractions of an inch matter.
We've had problems with kickers this year, missing field goals.
Why are they missing all the extra points?
Well, they moved
Did the
it
10
back,
yards make that
but
much
it's-
difference?
Yeah, right?
It's 10.
You're the goddamn scientist.
It's 10 yards. I think they were lazy. They got so lazy with the original extra point that no one paid attention to the angle. It just went through the uprights. If you take it back 10 yards, you could calculate how many of those kicks that were the 1 point extra point
yeah.
would have missed in its day. I don't think the kickers are less accurate. I think they have the same accuracy, but they got lazy kicking that close over all those years. Just take a look at those angles and put it back, and you'll see which ones would have missed.
Give one tip to Steven Gostkowski, the kicker for the Patriots, of how he makes sure to get that ball. Like, is it an angle he's attacking
Well,
the
so
ball
now
at?
I don't know the air currents.
Right.
There won't be sort of northerly winds
Right.
that will interfere with the ball. And
But there's that damn rotation of the earth.
yeah, and now I have to look to see what the orientation of the stadium is. If the stadium is oriented approximately north-south, you want to lean left by a fraction of an inch.
Hear that, Steven?
Because the earth will then bring it back to the right for you.
Double-edged tactics here. Sure it is. Sure it's gonna work. You know, commercial aircraft travel at approximately 500 miles an hour, okay? Right? The Earth is supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. So if you're in a commercial plane and you're traveling in the same direction of the 1,000-mile-an-hour spin of the Earth beneath you, are you going to make ground, or are you going to lose ground, and why? You understand the question? Okay.
Yeah, because it's moving 1,000, you're moving 500
Right.
in direction.
Yeah.
Are you going to lose ground?
Yeah.
Gain ground?
What's going to happen?
Well, the fact that you get to your destination, you can't lose ground.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't. Now, what you're saying is that just because you get to your destination, is proving that that the ball is spinning, or is it more that you're accepting somehow you get there? Because logically speaking, you would expect that you'd be losing ground.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to tell you the reason scientifically what they tell us. They want us to believe. This is what they want us to believe.
Yeah.
There's not many clouds out today, but the clouds above our heads supposedly are traveling with the spin of the Earth at 1,000 miles an hour, at the same, and actually faster than that the further up you go, right? So that would be the reason. Excuse me. And well, that has never been really proven, and I think it actually leaves other problems. Like, so if the Earth's, if you're moving with 1,000 miles an hour in one direction,
Is that what somebody's saying?
this is what the scientists tell us. Yeah.
I believe it.
Science is, I believe it's more like scientism.
There's true science,
Yep.
observation, and then there's historical science. True science aligns up with what God says in His Word, and God says in His Word that the world is round and it's a sphere.
Where does he say that?
It's in Psalm something.
Yes,
Yeah.
circle. Original is the
Sphere.
circle of the earth.
Right.
Not sphere, circle. Now, is a circle three-dimensional or is it spherical?
Spherical.
Well, since we're three-dimensional, I'd say
All right.
three-dimensional.
The original translation is circle, I will say. Did you? And you can look this one up. Do you know William Tyndale's version of the Bible? Yeah, he was one of the first person to translate it.
Martyrs. Yeah.
Okay. In his version, or it's the Matthew's Bible, whichever one, I don't recall. But in Samuel 2:11, you can look this one up. It literally uses the original translation. Used the word flat earth upon this flat earth. That was their original understanding of the translation. I believe they've been distorting it from that, because also in the Bible there's over 200 other verses that support that not a ball earth, but that we live on a flat, stationary. It's stationary and immovable is one of the verses says we're stationary and immovable. That right? Now, how does that work on we're circling the sun supposedly at 66,000 miles an hour, flying through the universe at 500,000 miles an hour? That doesn't sound like so much immovable to me.
Cameron, based on the size, you bottom was a planet, which one would it be?
Saturn.
Saturn.
There it is.
See, you gotta get it. Now, Victoria, I'm pulling for you. If your bottom were a planet, which one would it be?
Well, some people don't get so lucky, so I'm going to say Pluto.
Pluto.
Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it. Smile after smile, feel free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll. Move 'em out, let 'em roll. From sea to shining sea. Ball.
Ball.
Cannonball.
Ball.
What do you do when the mountain is there?
And what you're seeing here is a mirage.
How do you answer the challenging day? And when your back's against the wall, when your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball.
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 Welcome back to Celebrity Family Feud, everybody. The Asner family, 83. Lawrence family not on the board. Give me Liza. Give me Courtney. Ladies, here we go. Point values are double. We got top 5 answers on the board. Name something you wouldn't want to be flat. All right, family, here's your chance. Name something you wouldn't want to be flat. Feet. Wow. That makes sense. No flat feet. Number 5. Let's move on to the next question.